What are the benefits to a builder of having an owner's rep? So this is what we were just talking about, you know. You're going to get your answers faster because first off, me as an owner's rep or any owner's rep, if they're a good one, they're available, right? They're never more than a phone call away. And just like I was saying about that framing example, right? I know enough about construction to be able to give you the answers that you need to be able to keep things moving along. So just being able to have an owner that can make those decisions that's more readily available is a great thing. So the second is that it lets you focus on the product, right? That's what you as a builder is. You're focused on quality, budget, schedule. So let the owner's rep focus on the process with the client. The next is that you know, I can help the homeowner to understand your perspective. We talked about that before. It's very, very different if it's a change order or a fee renegotiation. It's going to come about very differently if it's explained by an owner's rep than if it's explained by the builder. And the next is to mediate conflicts and to provide resolution before it turns into an expensive legal situation. Right? Our affluent clients, I've worked for them where they have an attorney on staff, right? You're never going to win a legal battle with those kinds of clients. So you want to do whatever you can to avoid getting into court with them. And that's by having that owner's rep, having that mediator, that person to help mediate in between is going to save you from that. But the biggest benefit, I think, to a builder of having an owner's rep is what I said earlier. It shields you from the emotional aspects of the homeowner. And that is so key. And that's something that I think we just don't recognize what a big factor that is. That's why I love that book about managing the emotional homeowner. David Luperger wrote an entire book on this thing. It's amazing how much emotions come into play in building a custom home. So again, the builder manages the project, the owner's rep manages the homeowner. You know, it's just kind of like the architect, right? The architect is responsible, I would think for the most part, the architect usually, in most of your jobs, they're responsible for the entitlement and the permitting process. Everyone knows that, right? The architect handles that. So it's just like that. So it's the owner's rep is responsible for managing the emotional process with the owner. And it's just like if there's an entitlement process comes up, you know, you pick up the phone, you call your architect, say, hey, you know what, the inspector just has an issue with this. Can you figure out what's going on and get that figured out for us? Well, it's the same thing, you know, when the owner calls you or you get that email from the owner, who you don't call anyone right now unless you have the right kind of owner's rep, you figure that's got to fall on you, and it really doesn't. It's just kind of the same way that you use an architect for the entitlement process. You can use an owner's rep in that way. And again, that's what happens. Without an owner's rep, you know, the owner has those emotional issues. You can't eliminate them. So, you know, what would you prefer? Would you rather have the homeowner call you on a Saturday with their issues, or would you rather have them call the owner's rep? So I think we've kind of talked about this before, but, you know, why is the owner's rep better suited to deal with the emotional homeowner? As I said, I have a different relationship with the homeowner, right? They see me as a trusted advisor, as an objective observer, as a professional consultant. It's just different, very different than no matter how great of a trusting relationship they have with you as a builder. They're just not going to deal with you in the same way. Another great thing, again, goes back to this compensation structure. You know, they are going to sometimes abuse you because you're free, right? You're not charging them by the hour. So when they've got a question, they'll call you up and talk your ear off for a half an hour, even if it's on a Saturday. And that's the other thing I would do too, as I didn't talk about this here. I think you have to set expectations with your clients. Some of you may be fine, like me, getting emails on Saturdays or text messages on evenings. You don't have to be like that to be a successful builder. And if that doesn't fit with your relationship in your personal situations, you need to tell your clients that from the beginning. You can tell them, and if they still want to send you the email on Saturday, you just don't reply until Monday. And you'll start to tell them what's going on with that. But again, as an owner's rep, then that's where I can come in. And the thing with me, though, they know they're paying me, you know, $250 a minute. So, you know, they're not going to spend a lot of time to just talk about things, right? Because they know it's like an attorney, right? When you call an attorney, you have your facts, you know what you need, and you know that the meter's running. So it's the same way with me. They don't abuse my time because they know that they're paying for every minute that they're with me. And that's very different than when they call and talk to you as a builder. So next is that I'm also, like I said, a more effective mediator because I've seen both sides. I've worked with lots of builders. I've worked with lots of homeowners. And I think just given in my temperament as well, I can be very unbiased and objective.